Lucky numbers. 7 numbers to win lottery and become wealthy. On Friday, 25th July 2025, Buddhist teachings. What if the path to wealth isn't just written in luck, but also in wisdom? Every number has a meaning, and some numbers, just 7 of them, carry a special kind of energy. They don't just show up on lottery tickets, they show up in our lives as signals, reminders, and gentle nudges from the universe. In this video, we're diving into 7 lucky numbers that can not only bring you prosperity this Friday, July 25th, but also open your heart and mind to a deeper kind of wealth, the kind that lasts. But here's the truth. Luck alone isn't enough. A sudden windfall means little if we don't have the awareness to handle it. That's where Buddhist wisdom comes in. Each of these 7 numbers connects with a timeless teaching, a way to create balance, invite abundance, and live with purpose. Whether you're hoping for a financial breakthrough, a fresh start, or simply a clearer path forward, these numbers aren't just about fortune, they're about awakening the fortune that already lives within you. So take a deep breath, slow down, and join me on the journey of wisdom, as we explore the hidden meaning behind 7 sacred numbers that could change your luck, shift your mindset, and maybe even change your life. 1. Number 2. Harmony, relationships, and duality. Number 2 carries a quiet but powerful energy. It symbolizes harmony, balance, and meaningful relationships. It teaches us the importance of living in a state of equilibrium, not just between our spiritual and material pursuits, but also in how we relate to ourselves and others. In Buddhist thought, this reflects the middle patha teaching of the Buddha that guides us to avoid the extremes of indulgence and denial, and instead live in mindful moderation. As the Dhammapada reminds us, the wise man makes an island which the flood cannot overwhelm. This island is built through inner balance and wise connection. When number 2 appears as a lucky number, it is a reminder that wealth is not only born from solitary effort, but often through unity, whether that's in a business partnership, a supportive friendship, or even through being quietly present and aware in our interactions. In today's fast-paced and competitive world, we sometimes forget that emotional intelligence, knowing how to listen, empathize, and respond with charisma, a form of wealth too. It can open doors, build trust, and attract abundance more powerfully than force or speed. The Buddha said, "If you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path." So, if you are looking for prosperity this Friday, July 25th, remember that the path to fortune may come through cooperation, calm presence, and tuning into your inner wisdom. Don't chase blindly, pause, reflect, connect. The right people and opportunities are often already near, waiting for your awareness to recognize them. 2. Number 7. Spiritual awakening and attraction of wealth. Number 7 holds a special place across cultures, but in Buddhism, it carries deep spiritual meaning that goes far beyond superstition or luck. It represents awakening, inner wisdom, and the powerful balance between the physical and the spiritual world. You might have heard of the 7 steps the Buddha took at birth, each one blooming a lotus flower, or the 7 factors of enlightenment that lead to liberation, mindfulness, investigation, energy, joy, calm, concentration, and equanimity. These teachings remind us that real wealth begins within. When you're centered spiritually, when your mind is clear, your heart is calm, and your actions are rooted in compassion, you begin to attract not only peace but also opportunities, relationships, and resources that support a good life. That's why number 7 is not just a lucky number. It's a guidepost to remind you to reflect, slow down, and connect with your higher purpose. A man from Oregon once shared how he'd been struggling for years, bouncing between jobs, feeling stuck and frustrated, until he came across a talk on spiritual alignment and the meaning of the number 7. He started meditating daily at 7 a.m., focusing on clarity and balance, and gradually noticed a shift in his mindset. With more inner peace and focus, he found the confidence to finally start his own business, something he had always put off. Today, he's not only financially secure but lives with a strong sense of purpose. So ask yourself, are you creating the kind of inner space where wealth can flow into your life, not just money, but health, peace, and joy? Have you taken time to listen inward, or are you rushing through life hoping luck will find you? Number 7 invites you to pause and see that luck favors those who are awake, those who are in tune with themselves and the world around them. As the Buddha once said, peace comes from within, do not seek it without. So, if you're seeking wealth this Friday, July 25th, let the number 7 be your reminder to center your spirit first. Because the greatest fortune isn't what you win in your hand, but what you unlock in your heart. 3. Number 8. Power, karma, and infinite flow. Number 8 is one of the most powerful and spiritually rich numbers you can work with, and across many cultures, it's known as a symbol of infinite flow, prosperity, and inner strength. If you look closely, the shape of the number 8 mirrors the infinity symbol, endless, unbroken, and full of potential. In Buddhism, this number holds even deeper meaning, as it represents the Noble Eightfold Path, the Buddha's teaching on how to live a life that is wise, ethical, and mentally disciplined. These 8 principles: right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration offer us a complete path to both spiritual awakening and practical living. But what does this mean for you, especially if you're hoping for wealth or success this Friday, July 25th? It means this: real abundance comes not just from working harder or wanting more, but from aligning your inner values with your outer actions. Are you leading your life with purpose and discipline? Are you planting good seeds through your thoughts, words, and choices, knowing that karma, the law of cause and effect, is always in motion? As the Buddha once said, what we are today comes from our thoughts of yesterday, and our present thoughts build our life of tomorrow. When your intentions are clear and your actions are steady, the flow of fortune begins to open up in unexpected ways. There's even a saying in Asian cultures that number 8 brings luck because its endless loop reflects endless opportunities. But it's not just about the number itself, it's about what you do with it. A person who leads with compassion, who stays focused and disciplined, becomes a magnet not just for money but for trust, support, and meaningful success. So ask yourself, are you living in a way that attracts lasting wealth, not just in your wallet but in your heart and in your relationships? Number 8 is a reminder that you already have the power within you, just need to use it wisely. If you've watched up to this point, you're already aligning with the powerful energy of wealth and wisdom. These 7 lucky numbers for Friday, July 25th, 2025, aren't just numbers, they're a gateway inspired by Buddhist teachings to help you attract abundance. Comment below with "Wealthy Path" to show your dedication to this journey. Stay with us until the end. There's more insight ahead that could change your fortune and your mindset for good. 4. Number 14. Patience, stability, and earned success. Number 14 holds a deeper significance than it may first appear. It is not just a number, but a symbol of inner strength cultivated over time. When we look at the number 14, we see the powerful union of 1, which represents fresh beginnings and new potential, and 4, the number that speaks of solid foundations, discipline, and inner structure. Together, they reflect a journey that begins with hope and is strengthened by dedication. In Buddhist teachings, this energy mirrors the path of right effortone of the key elements of the Noble Eightfold Path, which teaches us to strive without clinging to the fruits of our actions. Just as a farmer plants seeds without rushing the harvest, the number 14 encourages us to keep moving forward with patience and trust. Many people between the ages of 30 and 65 often face silent battles, feeling like their hard work goes unnoticed or their dreams are always just out of reach. If this speaks to your heart, take comfort in the lesson of 14. Your steady efforts are not in vain. As the Dhammapada says, as a solid rock is not shaken by the wind, so the wise are not moved by praise or blame. This number reassures you that karma, like a wheel, turns silently, but precisely what you give will return in time. In modern life, where instant gratification is worshipped, number 14 reminds us that wealth, both inner and outer, comes to those who stay the course without resentment or desperation. So if you've been working on a dream, building a business, helping others, or healing yourself with no clear reward in sight, this is your sign. The universe has noticed. The fruits are ripening. Keep going. This number doesn't promise a sudden windfall, but it guarantees success to those who understand that stability is wealth and patience is power. As the Buddha wisely said, endurance is one of the most difficult disciplines, but final victory comes to the one who endures. 5. Number 17. Enlightened wealth and purpose. The number 17 carries a deeper message, rooted in both action and spirituality, blending the energy of the number 1, which represents progress and initiative, with the essence of the number 7, which represents spiritual insight and inner growth. When these two forces unite, they create a path that leads to wealth not by chance, but by divine timing. If you've ever felt like your hard work hasn't paid off yet, or that you're meant for something more but can't quite grasp it yet, the number 17 is a gentle reminder that things come not when we chase them, but when we are truly ready to receive. In Buddhist teachings, this aligns with the law of karma. What you plant with intention, you will harvest in due time. There's a story I'd like to share with you. A woman named Sarah from Arizona had always dreamed of starting her own wellness business. For years, she worked in retail, quietly helping others through small, thoughtful acts, offering encouragement to co-workers, sharing calming techniques with customers, and volunteering at local community centers in her free time. During a particularly challenging period in her life, she began meditating daily to regain balance, and over time, the number 17 kept appearing in books, clocks, and even street signs. Instead of brushing it off, she saw it as a sign to reflect more deeply on her purpose. Inspired by that quiet nudge and supported by years of inner growth, she took a courageous step. She began taking weekend courses in holistic therapy and slowly built a business plan grounded in her values of healing and service. With patience, faith, and consistent action, she eventually opened her own wellness studio that now serves people seeking peace and personal transformation. Today, Sarah doesn't just earn a living, she lives with meaning. She often says that everything came together not because of luck, but because she paid attention to the signs, acted with mindfulness, and trusted in the timing of her journey. So let me ask you, are you moving with purpose or just chasing after luck? What is your energy attracting right now? The lesson here is powerful. 17 teaches us that wealth is not just about money, it's about aligning our actions with our deeper calling. When you act mindfully, with intention and faith in your journey, abundance finds its way to you at the perfect time. As the Buddha said, what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. So keep your heart clear, your steps steady, and your purpose strong, because your moment will come. 6. Number 19. Endings, new beginnings, and karmic shift. Number 19 carries a powerful and transformative energy, and if you're hearing this today, it might be just the message your heart needs. This number combines the assertiveness and fresh drive of one symbolizing leadership and new direction with the deep spiritual closing energy of 9, which represents completion, transformation, and letting go. Together, they form a message that's both uplifting and deeply spiritual. You are at the end of a long, challenging cycle, and something better is beginning to unfold. In Buddhism, this reflects the core truth of impermanentianicath understanding that all things, both painful and joyful, rise and fall, come and go. When you see number 19 repeatedly, it may be a sign that your period of financial struggle or emotional difficulty is coming to a close. But for something new to enter, you must have the courage to release what no longer serves you. Have you been holding on to old fears, regrets, or limiting beliefs about money and self-worth? What would happen if you truly believed your past did not define your future? The Buddha once said, "No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path." Number 19 reminds you that now is your moment to lead yourself forward. Take that brave step, trust your growth, and open your heart to receive new opportunities. Life is inviting you to begin again, wiser, stronger, and with a clearer sense of who you are. So let go with love and welcome the abundance that is already seeking you. You've just uncovered the numbers that may align your energy with wealth and good fortune this Friday, July 25th, 2025. These aren't random, they're rooted in mindful intention. If you believe in the power of conscious action and spiritual guidance, comment "abundant mind" below. And remember, the real wealth lies in awareness. Don't miss the rest of the video for insights that go beyond the numbers. 7. Number 26. Abundance through love. Number 26 carries a quiet yet deeply meaningful energy that speaks to those of you who are not just seeking wealth, but a life of purpose and legacy. It is the harmonious blend of number 2, symbolizing partnership, balance, and connection, and number 6, which represents nurturing, responsibility, and care for others. Together, they guide you toward a path where abundance is not just measured in dollars, but in the quality of relationships you build, the lives you touch, and the integrity with which you work. In today's fast-paced world, many people between the ages of 30 and 65 are looking beyond quick wins. They want something lasting, something that matters. Number 26 reminds us that true prosperity often flows through the quiet power of service, caring for your family, contributing to your community, and creating value through honest, meaningful work. In Buddhism, this directly ties to right livelihood, which teaches that the way we earn money should bring no harm and reflect our deepest values. Are you building something that your future self, even your children, will be proud of? Are your actions planting seeds for a future of compassion, trust, and stability? As the Buddha taught, our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. When your heart is aligned with love and your work is grounded in ethics, abundance naturally follows. So instead of chasing wealth, ask yourself where you can give, serve, and uplift. Think long-term. Build with care. Let your financial success be a reflection of your inner values, because money earned with love and integrity not only lasts, it multiplies in ways that bless generations. The power of money: how to get and keep lasting wealth. We often think of money as something outside of us, something to chase, something we need more of. But what if money, like everything else in life, is also part of our spiritual path? In Buddhism, we're taught that everything is interconnected: our thoughts, our actions, our intentions. And money is no exception. It isn't just paper or numbers in a bank account. It carries energy. It reflects our habits, our beliefs, our fears, and our values. So before we talk about how to get wealthy, we must ask a deeper question. Why do we seek wealth? Is it to feel safe, to prove our worth, to help others, to be free? This section of our journey explores not just how to get and keep money, but how to understand its deeper power and how to align our financial life with mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. Because without inner awareness, even great riches can bring great suffering. But when guided by clarity and kindness, even a modest income can become a source of deep peace and freedom. Let's dive into the power of money and discover how to use it, not just to live better, but to live wiser. Number 1. Understanding the power of money. Money is one of the most misunderstood forces in our lives. Many people chase it endlessly, believing it to be the ultimate measure of success. But the truth is, money is not a destination, it's a tool. Like a hammer used to build a home, money can construct a life of freedom, security, and opportunity, but only if wielded with wisdom. When we treat money as the goal itself, we risk falling into a cycle of never-ending dissatisfaction where no amount ever feels like enough. True fulfillment doesn't come from accumulating zeros in a bank account, but from living with meaning and purpose. As the Buddha once said, contentment is the greatest wealth. This timeless insight reminds us that even if we have little by material standards, we can be deeply rich in spirit if we are content, generous, and intentional in how we live. When money is guided by values, it becomes a powerful force for good, for giving, and for growth, not just for ourselves, but for the well-being of others. The real key to lasting wealth starts in the mind, not in the wallet. Psychologists and financial experts alike have studied why two people can earn the same income, yet have dramatically different outcomes. It often comes down to mindset: scarcity versus abundance. A scarcity mindset sees money as something that will always run out, leading to fear, hoarding, or compulsive spending. In contrast, an abundance mindset sees money as something that flows, grows, and serves a purpose. Think of the many lottery winners who lose it all within a few years, not because they lacked money, but because they lacked the mindset to manage it. Their internal beliefs, often rooted in childhood, such as money is bad, rich people are greedy, or we never have enough, shape how they treat wealth. Unless these deep-seated beliefs are healed, money will only magnify our inner chaos. As the Dalai Lama wisely put it, when you are discontent, you always want more, more, more. Your desire can never be satisfied. But when you practice contentment, you can say, "Oh yes, I already have everything that I really need." So the path to wealth isn't just about learning financial strategies, it's about transforming our relationship with money itself. One of the most overlooked powers in wealth creation is time. Compound growth, the idea that money earns interest, which then earns more interest, is not just a financial concept, it's a life principle. What you do consistently over time, no matter how small, builds up to something enormous. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men alive, didn't make most of his fortune until after the age of 50. Why? Because he started early and let his investments grow slowly, like a tree rooted in fertile soil. For decades, he let time and discipline do the heavy lifting. This is a powerful reminder in today's fast-paced world where we crave instant results. We're so used to scrolling, swiping, and clicking that we forget true wealth is like planting a seed. It takes patience, care, and time. In Buddhist teachings, the law of karma reflects this same idea. The small actions we take today create the conditions for tomorrow. Whether it's saving money, learning a skill, or helping others, consistency over time is what yields the richest results. As Confucius said, the man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. In modern life, this means setting up automatic savings, investing in things that grow quietly in the background, and resisting the urge to chase fast money that often disappears just as quickly. Bringing it all together, understanding the power of money means seeing it not as a prize to chase, but as a servant of our higher purpose. It means healing our financial mindsets so that we can hold wealth without fear or guilt, and letting time become our partner instead of our enemy. The journey toward lasting wealth is not about luck or income level, it's about clarity, compassion, and calm consistency. In a noisy world that pressures us to buy more, spend more, and be more, choosing to be mindful with money is a revolutionary act. Let us use money with care, not obsession, with wisdom, not impulses, that it becomes a bridge, not a burden, in the journey of our lives. Number 2, how to get wealth. When it comes to building real, lasting wealth, it's not just about working harder, it's about working smarter and creating multiple streams of income that support you no matter what stage of life you're in. Have you ever thought about where your money actually comes from and how many sources you truly rely on? Most people only have one, earned income from a job. But the path to financial freedom opens up when you start mastering other streams too, like business income, investment income, and passive income from things like royalties or rental properties. Ask yourself this: if your main job disappeared tomorrow, would your finances survive? That's why relying on one paycheck is like balancing your entire life on a single legit's unstable and exhausting. You have the ability to build more legs beneath you, and every extra stream of income gives you more freedom, more peace of mind, and more control over your time. Think of income not as a one-way street, but as a river with multiple branches flowing into your life, and the more branches you create, the less stress you'll feel when one dries up. To build these streams, you need tool sand in today's world. Skills are your most powerful tools, but not just any skill-shy leverage skills that can multiply your income without multiplying your time. Can you confidently sell your ideas, speak in front of others, solve problems with technology, or lead people toward a common goal? These are the skills that the market rewards again and again. Why? Because they're hard to replace, they solve real problems, and they open the door to higher-paying opportunities. If you're not sure where to start, just ask yourself, what do I know that others find valuable, and how can I get better at sharing that with the world? And don't underestimate the power of personal branding and networking, because sometimes wealth flows not from what you know, but from who knows you and trusts your voice. Every relationship you build can be a doorway to new opportunities. Are you opening those doors or standing behind them quietly, waiting for someone else to knock? All of this leads us to something even more powerful: entrepreneurship. Starting a business, even a small one, is one of the most direct ways to accelerate your journey to wealth. Why? Because as an employee, you trade time for money, but as a business owner, you can create something that earns while you sleep. You go from being a consumer of someone else's vision to becoming the creator of your own. That shift from consumer to creator isn't just financial, it's deeply psychological. You begin to see the world differently. You stop asking, "What can I buy?" and start asking, "What can I build?" And that mindset changes everything. Think about it. Could your hobby become a service? Could your skills solve someone's problem in a way they'd gladly pay for? Entrepreneurship isn't just for the rich or the risk. Take us, it's for anyone who wants more freedom, impact, and self-respect. The world is full of problems, and if you're willing to be someone who solves just one of them, well, you can create something truly valuable. So, what can we take away from this? First, don't rely on one income stream, build several. Second, invest your time into learning skills that the world needs and rewards. And third, think like a creator, not just a consumer. Every step you take toward mastering these things is a step toward lasting wealth, not just in your bank account, but in your confidence, your choices, and your future. Wealth isn't about luck. It's about leverage of skills, relationships, time, and ideas. And the best part? You already have everything inside you to begin. The question now is, are you ready to use it? If this message spoke to you, drop a comment below with just one word: build. It's a reminder that you're not just waiting for wealth, you're actively creating it, step by step. Let's see how many of us are ready to take that journey together. Number 3. How to keep wealth. Keeping the wealth you've worked so hard to build is just as important, if not more, than getting it in the first place. The truth is, wealth doesn't scream, it whispers. It's not in flashy cars or oversized homes. It's in the quiet confidence of someone who lives below their means, even when they don't have to. Ask yourself this: are you spending to impress others, or are you saving to protect your future? Many people fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation, where every raise or bonus is immediately spent upgrading things that don't actually bring lasting happiness. But if you study real millionaires, not the ones you see on social media, but the ones who stay wealthy over time, you'll find they're often shockingly frugal. They understand a deep truth: wealth is what you don't see. The Buddhist saying, "A man is not called wise because he talks and talks again, but if he is peaceful, loving, and fearless, then he is in truth called wise," reminds us that quiet wisdom is more powerful than loud appearances. And in money, that quiet wisdom often shows up as restraint. So how do you protect what you've built? It starts with preparation. Too many people build a strong income stream only to lose it all because they didn't have a safety net. That's why things like insurance, estate planning, and proper legal structures aren't just for the wealthy, they're for anyone who wants to keep what they earn. Have you ever thought about what would happen to your family or business if something unexpected happened to you? Putting these protections in place isn't pessimistic, it's wise. Just like a skilled builder doesn't only focus on how high a building can rise, but also how strong the foundation is, your wealth needs protection from the ground up. And let's not forget about debt traps, those sneaky financial holes that feel harmless at first, but grow deeper the longer you ignore them. Are you borrowing money to create more income, or just to keep up appearances? Because one leads to growth and the other leads to stress. The key is to avoid high-interest debt that eats away at your wealth like termites on wood, quietly, slowly, and relentlessly. Now let's talk about growing that wealth, not through get-rich-quick schemes, but through smart, steady investing. Have you taken the time to learn about index funds, real estate, or long-term strategies that align with your goals? Because wealthy people don't just invest, they invest with patience. They understand the balance between risk and reward, and they're not easily shaken by every dip in the market. They know the real value comes from time in the market, not timing the market. A powerful quote from Lao Tzu says, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." And that's exactly how wise investing works. It grows slowly but surely, when guided by patience and intention. Instead of chasing the latest trend, consider how you can let your money work quietly and consistently over time. Can you resist the temptation to pull your money out too early? Can you trust in the process long enough to let the results speak for themselves? So here's the lesson. Keeping wealth requires discipline, foresight, and humility. Live below your means to preserve freedom. Protect what you've built so one storm doesn't wipe it all away. And invest wisely, knowing that slow growth is often the most stable. The true power of money isn't just in earning more, it's in knowing how to hold it, grow it, and use it for a life of peace and purpose. As you reflect on your own journey, ask yourself, am I building wealth that lasts, or just a lifestyle that looks rich? The answer might change the way you approach every dollar from this day forward. Number 4, the legacy of wealth. When we think about wealth, we often focus on how to earn it and how to keep it. But the deepest, most meaningful question is, what will our wealth leave behind? True wealth is not just counted in dollars, but in the legacy we pass on, especially to the next generation. Have you thought about what your children or loved ones will learn from the way you handle money? Teaching financial wisdom is one of the greatest gifts you can give, because without guidance, inherited wealth can become a curse instead of a blessing. There are countless stories of fortunes lost in a single generation simply because the values and skills weren't passed along with the money. We must ask ourselves, are we teaching those who come after us to build, protect, and respect money, or to expect it without effort? It's not about giving them everything. It's about showing them how to create something meaningful on their own. As the Buddha wisely said, teach this triple truth to all. A generous heart, kind speech, and a life of service and compassion are the things which renew humanity. This wisdom, when applied to money, reminds us that teaching our children generosity and responsibility with wealth is far more valuable than any inheritance we could leave. And as we look beyond the family, wealth becomes even more powerful when tied to purpose. Giving back through philanthropy, service, or impact investing is what transforms wealth from something personal into something truly powerful. What if your money could help heal, uplift, or inspire long after you're gone? Have you ever thought of your wealth as a tool to solve problems, not just your own, but those faced by your community or the world? When we give intentionally, we shift from being owners of money to stewards of change. Whether it's funding education, supporting healthcare, or helping someone start their own business, your wealth can ripple out in ways you may never see, but will always be felt. Andrew Carnegie once said, "The man who dies rich dies disgraced." And this powerful truth still holds today. Money that dies with us, unused for good, is money wasted. But money used to ease suffering or expand opportunity, that's money used with wisdom. Connecting your money to your values gives it direction, depth, and dignity. All of this leads us to perhaps the most powerful shift of all, redefining what it means to be rich. In a world that constantly measures success by income and assets, it's easy to forget that real wealth lies in time, freedom, health, and relationships. What good is a full bank account if your days are empty or your health is failing? What's the value of luxury if you don't have peace of mind or meaningful connection? The richest people aren't always those with the most, but those who need the least to feel fulfilled. The great teacher Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Many people think excitement is happiness, but when you are excited, you are not peaceful." True happiness is based on peace, and that peace comes from aligning your money with your values, not just chasing more of it. So as you continue your journey toward financial freedom, ask yourself, what kind of legacy do I want my wealth to leave behind? Will it just reflect what I earned, or will it echo the person I truly was? The answer to that question may change how you see money, not as an end, but as a meaningful beginning. And so, as we reflect on these 7 powerful numbers each, rich with meaning, energy, and potential, may we remember that true wealth is never just about luck or lottery wins. It's about living with intention, walking the middle path, and aligning our actions with wisdom and compassion. Whether it's number 2's harmony, number 8's discipline, or number 17's divine timing, each is a gentle reminder that abundance flows not only to our hands, but through our hearts, our choices, and our mindset. Thank you for joining the journey of wisdom today. If this video brought insight or inspiration to your path, please like, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming teachings and reflections. Until next time, may you walk in peace, live with purpose, and may the fortune you seek begin from within.